you go, Puggie. Let me do your box.
Why don't you use litter like everybody else?
My mother does this, and besides, it's good for the garden.
you can spare the time, have my dinner ready for me getting in the night. I think of it as a gardener, that bloody cat! Oh, dear!
And Dave, you get her own back, Puggie. Don't you worry. His day's coming. Susan, are you there? For heaven's sake, Susan. I heard the fire last night. I was going to call the police. I wish I had, now that I see your face. Oh, don't do that. It would only make things worse for me. Why don't you leave him then?
Can't, Mary. I've no relations and nowhere to go. They only give me enough money for food and bills. I wish he was dead. Our marriage broke down years ago because we can't have children. It's his fault, but he blames me. That's why he's always got a certain age man.
Susan, I still think you should do something about him.
I can't. Anyway, I better go on. I've got to go to the shops for something for his dinner.
Well, I've got things to do as well, Susan, so I'll see you later, okay? Here, away and play with your ball, Puggie. There you go.
For God to have, to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in health and in sickness, to love, cherish and honour, so long as you both shall live. So long as you both shall live.
There. You be a good boy, Puggie, while I get something for his dinner.
Come on, little bitch. I'm not hungry. But I'm hungry for something else.
Oh, please, Donald, not tonight. I'm not feeling well, please, not tonight. No, no. Come on, God. No, Donald, please, I'm not well tonight, please.
Get out of
please.
this.
Stop.
Move!
Stop. Donald,
Get out of
God.
it.
Donald. Stop.
Move!
Donald,
Get
no. No, Donald, stop.
Shut up, you bitch, and get in here!
My sincere condolences, Susan.
Thanks
Sorry.
very much.
See you again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. That's that then, Susan. Quite a turnout for the funeral, wasn't it? I didn't know he'd so many friends. I think they were workmates or professional mourners, looking for a free drink and a meal.
I suppose so. Anyway, I'm free at last.
And you're well with him, Susan? So you still got him, though? But not for long. I told you, Puggie, that someday we would get our own back.
This is a non-stop tour of the animal kingdom. The transport never stops for you to take photos, and it is very bumpy, but the animals are well cared for. Enjoy the trip.
Now, black rhinos are very exciting to see because unfortunately their numbers are dwindling in the wild, and that's because they are being poached for their horns. People think rhino horns have medicinal purposes, but they certainly don't. Those horns are just made out of keratin. That's the same substance our fingernails and hair is made out of. 3,000 pounds, but that does make them one of the smaller rhino species. White rhinos are much bigger, and we might also see those along the way. Now we're going to head out of the forest where we have seen quite a few animals already. There's also a pink-backed pelican here to our left side. A pretty good look at the pink-backed pelican. Don't always see them so close up. So there's hippos here to the left side of us in the water as well. A group of them, like we're seeing, is called a bloat of hippos. And they can hold their breath for 8 minutes at a time. We are seeing the rest of the pod of pelicans here to our left side. They like to hang out in groups of about. They get their names because the skin on their backs will take on a dusty pink color during their mating season. And the birds look pretty compact, huddled there on the island, but they have a surprisingly large wingspan of about 9 feet across. For reference, that's the same as the width of the canopy that you're sitting under. Looks like there are more hippos up out on land here to our left. Please don't stand to see them if you can't. Make sure everyone is remaining seated. Now also up out on land, coming up here to our left, Nile crocodiles. Nile crocodiles will weigh 500 pounds and get to be 16 feet long. They do have 2 different animal group names. If you see them on land, you can call them a bass. Get in the water, you can call them a float of crocodiles. Well, most of the time, it looks like somebody accidentally planted it with its roots in the air, completely upside down. That's why the baobab tree is nicknamed the upside down tree. The baobab does mean that we are headed out onto the savannah, which is home to many of your favorite animals, such as giraffes, elephants, different species of antelope, and even lions we might encounter along the way. 18 to 20 feet tall as adults. When giraffe calves are born, they are already 6 feet tall.
Wow.
So we are seeing some baby giraffes as well as adults. Also further across the field, Ankole cattle, which have huge horns. And we're also going to see a herd of white-bearded wildebeest. Those are gray with black stripes on their neck. Over to the right side as well. There are quite a few of them. Much better look at the herd of wildebeest here. A group of them. They're actually known for migrating in numbers upwards of 1.5 million wildebeest at one time, making them one of the most densely packed migrating animals on Earth. They're also referred to as new, which is spelled GNU. That's for the low grunting sound that they'll make. Now we are going to see quite a few giraffes coming up. Keep in mind they are wild animals and we really don't want to bother them. So if we can refrain from loud noises, and please no calling to them in any way. Also, try and catch a glimpse of a giraffe tongue. They eat for 16 to 20 hours out of their day. So if you can catch a glimpse of their tongue, you'll see it's actually blue. Because if their tongue was pink like ours, it would get sunburnt being exposed to the elements all throughout the day. Certainly, I don't know anybody that would enjoy a sunburnt tongue, so it's a good thing theirs are blue. Their tongues are also 18 inches long and prehensile, which means they can grasp with them, and that's what will help them to get the leaves that are so high up on the trees here in the savannah. You'll notice that the leaf line does stop at a Watusi cattle, and those large horns of theirs are actually mostly hollow inside. They do have a honeycomb-like structure, so those horns only weigh about 5 pounds. Now, looks like there might be giraffes crossing the road here, quite a few of them, so we are going to hold for them.
Oh, look. Coming to see you. Sorry,
No. Is that too late? No.
So it looks like all of these giraffes are headed pretty close to us now. A really great look at the Maasai giraffes. A group of them, like we're seeing here, is called a tower of giraffes. Pretty appropriate animal group name. Also, if you notice the way they walk, they do move the legs on the right side of their body and then the legs on the left side of their body, which gives them their very graceful forward motion. We are definitely right in the middle of this tower of giraffes right now. And we are seeing quite a few young ones. Looks like we should be back on the move here. an African elephant, and you might notice that it has dirt and mud and even hay on its back. Elephants do have very sensitive skin, so they put that there on purpose to help keep them safe from the sun, just like how we put on sunscreen before we go to the beach. Quite a few of them. We have found many more elephants here. So we probably spotted a male before. We could tell because it was off by itself. Female African elephants will spend more time in larger social groups, while males will often go off on their own, sometimes forming smaller herds known as bachelor herds. And we'll make our way toward Flamingo Island, which of course is home to flamingos. You guessed it. These specifically are the greater flamingos. They are the tallest and lightest pink of all flamingo species, but they're not always pink. When flamingos are hatched, they are a light gray color, and they get their pink shade from the brine shrimp and krill that they eat. And flamingos are very social animals, so it's common that we find them in a large group like this one. That's called a flamboyance of flamingos. Now let's head out of keratin. Also, we did see elephant tusks there, and those are made out of ivory. This is a desert-dwelling animal that can go for 9 months straight without a drink of water. So it gets the hydration that it needs from the vegetation that it eats. And it does also get its name because of those huge curved horns. They resemble a Middle Eastern sword called a scimitar. What a beautiful animal to spot here as our grand finale. We are now headed on, and that makes them a ton larger than the black rhino that we spotted earlier in the forest.
She just told you that to bloody move.
So this lion has laid down. Looks like we're seeing at least 2 of them here. Looks like there's a female and a male. Now those large padded paws will help them with traction while running. Oh, we're gonna see warthogs here coming up to our left. These are, this is a sounder of warthogs, which is what our group is called. The holes that you're seeing here are called burrows. They'll put their backsides into their burrows first and sit with their faces sticking out to look for predators. And Pumbaa is the name of the warthog in Lion King, but it doesn't mean warthog in Swahili. It does actually mean foolish one. Get a much better, a different look at the white rhinos. They are called a crash altogether, which might have something to do with the fact that they don't see very well. Rhinos only see about 10 to 15 feet in front of them, and they can move pretty quickly in their own right, about 35 miles an hour, which is pretty impressive for an animal that weighs 2.5 tons. Also, large yellow eggs on the ground closest to us on the right. Those are ostrich eggs. And we're also going to see Bontabak here to our right side. These Bontabak, the small brown antelope you're seeing, were once down to 17 in number as a species. And that's because they are poached for their purplish brown coat. But a farmer kind of unknowingly fenced in the last 17 of the species. And Bontabak, unlike many other species of antelope, can't really jump.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure, Sandra. 9:30 at the car park, that's what I told her. She'll be here. And stop fidgeting.
Well, I think that...
Oh, that'll be her. What is she wearing? She looks like she's been thrown together.
I think she's one of those eco-warriors.
All the same. You think you're trying to make a wee bit of an effort? Lorraine?
Lonnie?
Yes.
This is Sandra.
Sorry I'm late. Where are all the others?
Others?
The rest of your group? Your ad said you were the Lomond Walking Club, did it not?
Oh, it did, but it's really just us.
We used to have someone else at Muriel, but well, I mean, she
didn't really fit in that well, so she left us.
Is that yours?
Yes, it is. A lovely colour, isn't it?
You mean to say you came in that?
How else?
By bus, perhaps?
We never travel by bus.
Buses carry far more people than cars do.
And how many people were on your bus?
Just me, but that's not the point.
Well, there were 2 in our car.
Well, I think we should get started, eh?
Lorraine?
I don't know, I was expecting a lot more people.
Well, it's up to you, but you're here now.
And you'll have ages to wait for a bus to take you back.
I suppose so. How far are we going?
Oh, just round the old estate and then back along the bun. It's only about...
It's about 7 miles, aye. It's just a stroll.
Oh well, as you say, I'm here now. Is there never been more than 3 in your group?
No, always 3. We like it that way. So what about you, Lorraine? What do you do?
This and that. I do some work for the organics movement and the vegetarians. And then there's environmental issues to keep me busy.
My word. You are dedicated, aren't you?
If you like. Don't you think we should look after the environment and the animals?
Aye, well, up to a point. And what about your family?
I don't see them anymore. We don't see eye to eye.
And friends?
I used to have a best friend once, but I don't see her anymore.
How surprising.
So what about you two?
Oh, we've been friends
Since primary school.
So what do you do apart from walking?
Oh, we help people. In our own way.
Help people?
Oh, that's right.
To do what?
Find contentment.
And inner peace. We're very dedicated to our cause.
Oh, look at the squirrels.
Can I see some of your pictures, Maureen?
Aye, all right.
Who's that?
That's Muriel.
Here, Maureen, don't you think Lorraine looks a wee bit like Muriel?
Do you think so? Yes, you know, you may be right. Perhaps it's the clothes, and they're about the same age.
You said she'd left.
She did. She was very lonely.
Poor girl.
Isn't that the way to the car park?
No, this is a shortcut.
I think you're going the wrong way.
Oh, we've been this way before. Trust us. It's better this way.
we should have taken that other path.
We like this place. It's very peaceful here, you see.
Very peaceful.
Do you think it's peaceful, Lorraine?
I don't know. Muriel likes it here.
Likes?
Of course she does.
You said that as if she was still here.
But she is still here. Well, in a sense.
Yes, in a sense.
What's wrong?
I think we should go.
Go where? It's so peaceful here.
And it won't be long till we let you go.
You're looking for contentment.
And inner peace, aren't you?
Just like Muriel.
And that's what we're going to try and help you to get. It'll be quite painless, you know.
Painless?
Painless, more or less.
We've got a lovely spot for you.
Under that tree over there.
You'll be beside Muriel.
You'll get on well with Muriel.
She was a vegetarian.
Just like you.
And she adored animals.
I know she did.
You know?
Muriel was my friend.
Lorraine's been playing games with us, Maureen.
Playing games is very naughty of you, Lorraine.
And naughty girls need to get punished.
Punished severely.
We'll tell the teacher on you.
Teacher will punish you.
Just like she punished us.
Bad things happen to girls like you.
Very bad things.
You think I'm scared?
Muriel was scared.
But she's not scared anymore. We helped her, and now she's got lots of nice friends.
Friends? You mean she's buried here? You evil bitches! How many more did you help? Bad things happen to girls like you. But don't worry, Muriel will look after both of you.
When you come to the beach with a wee bucket of spade, or a garden spade and a bigger bucket, or a JCB, or a big mould, you always end up with a wee pie, just like this. But when you build up your mound, you've got to see whatever the object that you're going to do inside the mound of sand. So, like that one there, I've still to put a head on it, but there's a cello and there's going to be a lady there. It's like putting a blanket over your object of sand, and you end up whittling down, which is always in a pyramid shape because the pressure is always pushing down. So you're going to end up with something like that, which is inside that mound of sand. And what I hope in the end will be, it won't be this is one of Rodin's, but it will be a woman playing a cello. There's a few magical words, and it's called... No, it's not called that. It's called abracadabra, and it should come out. Here it goes. Gently does it. Abracadabra. A bit of watering, the head mainly. And I'm going to exaggerate it a wee bit like spitting image. A nose is really hard to do. Hello. And gravity says to the sand, don't have an overhang, fall down. Have you been in the sun all day? Have you got your lotion on? Eh? No? Some of the last ones I did was Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. Aye, that was a good one, like, I enjoyed doing that. He frightened me actually. The Green Goblin. He was very aggressive, wasn't he? I'm thinking of Jacqueline Dupre playing her cello, and I've seen her on television, like. And there's a lot of emotion and a lot of everything, so I'm trying to kind of look at a face that's like going through all the, if she was playing Bach or something like that, she would be getting right into it. So I'm looking for a face that maybe over emotional even. Oh, I've just dropped my nose. Now this is what happens. But don't worry, this is the whole thing about sand sculpting. It can be simply rectified. So we're seeing a wee repair happening here right now. There we go. Jacqueline now has a new nose, I hope. I've done a kind of imprint of my hand and then I've cut round about it, actually on this. So when you come to the beach, where I'm getting the hands, we have a wee bucket of spade, or a garden spade, and a bigger bucket, or a JCB, or a big mould. You always end up with a wee pie, just like this. But when you build up your mound, you've got to see whatever the object that you're going to do inside the mound of sand. So, like that one there, I've still to put a head on it, but there's a cello and there's going to be a lady there. It's like putting a blanket over your object of sand, and you end up whittling down, which is always in a pyramid shape, because the pressure is always pushing down. So you're going to end up with something like that, which is inside that I'm happy about sand. The face, and what I hope, not too pretty in the end, and the hair will be, and I like the hands. It won't be this. And under these sleeves here, but it will be, this is the way it's turned out, a woman playing a cello. But I'm quite happy with it. But from there on, I'm going to leave it, because this is transient art, and it's as transient as you're going to get, because it'll be gone in the next maybe a couple of hours or until somebody jumps in it. But it might stay for another few days. But I'll be quite happy with it, because I've done it and I've taken my photographs, and that's it. And I'd like to see other people come and do a wee try too with their bucket and spade. So I'm going to leave it now, and I've enjoyed their company. So goodbye. Oh. Abracadabra. Bit of water, the head mainly. I'm going to exaggerate it a wee bit like spitting in. I know this is really hard to do. Hello. And gravity says to the sand, don't have an overhang, fall down. Have you been in the sun all day? Have you got your lotion on? Eh? No? Some of the last ones I did was Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. Aye, that was a good one, like, I enjoyed doing that. He frightened me actually. The Green Goblin. He was very aggressive, wasn't he? I'm thinking of Jacqueline Dupre playing her cello, and I've seen her on television, like. And there's a lot of emotion and a lot of everything, so I'm trying to kind of look at a face that's like going through all the, if she was playing Bach or something like that, she would be getting right into it. So I'm looking for a face that maybe over emotional even. Oh, I've just dropped my nose. Now this is what happens. But don't worry, this is the whole thing about sand sculpting. It can be simply rectified. So we're seeing a wee repair happening here right now. There we go. Jacqueline now has a new nose, I hope. I've done a kind of imprint of my hand and then I've cut round about it, actually on this, so that's where I'm getting the hands from. Just kind of smooth her off anyway. Take that rough edge. The things that I'm happy about with the face, she's not too pretty, and the hair, and I like the hands, and under these sleeves here this is the way it's turned out. But I'm quite happy with it. But from there on, I'm going to leave it, because this is transient art, and it's as transient as you're going to get, because it'll be gone in the next maybe a couple of hours, or until somebody jumps in it, or it might stay for another few days. But I'll be quite happy with it, because I've done it and I've taken my photographs, and that's it. And I'd like to see other people come and do a wee try too with their bucket and spade. So I'm going to leave it now, and I've enjoyed their company. So goodbye. Oh. Yeah.
That's the ball.
Hello, Lister. How are you doing?
I'd be fine if I hadn't lost all my teeth.
Oh, what are these?
My brother gave me these nuts. Help yourself if you like one.
That's a funny thing to give somebody without any teeth.
Not really. They used to have chocolate on them.